Welcome to the 2011 West Kentucky Academic Bowl. My name is Gary Goodacre, and I'm Professor of Mathematics at West Kentucky Community and Technical College, and I'll be serving as your moderator today. To my left is Mr. Joe Mahoney. He is also Professor of Mathematics here at WKCTC, and he'll be serving as the judge today. Today's semifinal match features Callaway County to my right and Hickman County to my left. Each of these teams has won their respective districts and has advanced to the West Kentucky Academic Bowl semifinal match. The winner will advance to the finals, and all teams are competing for scholarship money from the West Kentucky Academic Bowl Endowment Fund. Let's introduce the teams. First, we'll start with Callaway County.
Callaway.
Say your name and grade, please.
Hudson Elliott, freshman.
Cody Bergman, freshman.
Nate Claus, freshman.
Simon McCulchick, sophomore.
And who'll be serving as your captain?
Right here.
Okay, Cody, and please introduce your coach.
This is Miss Gray and Miss Melvin.
Wonderful, thank you. And for Hickman County.
Brett Johnson, junior.
Colton Ray, junior.
Ben Paul, senior.
Skylar Allen, junior.
Who'll be serving as your captain? Benjamin, and would you introduce your coach, please?
Melinda Paul.
Serving as our timer today. We will play a toss-up bonus format. Each toss-up, you have 5 seconds in which to buzz in. If you get it correct, you will receive a bonus. You have 10 seconds to have your captain give an answer. If your team does not get the bonus, the other team will be allowed a chance to answer it. Is everyone ready? Let's begin. Semifinal number 2 with one toss-up. What is the meaning of the Latin root word port, as in the words support, deport, and import? Means to carry. Toss-up 2. In the spring of 1948, Stalin closed all rail, land, and water routes to Berlin. Give the two-word name for the massive...
Red one.
Iron Curtain.
Incorrect. Give the two-word name for the massive operation mounted by the Allies.
White two.
Berlin blockade.
Berlin airlift. Toss-up 3. In two parallel lines, angle 1 is corresponding to angle 5. If angle 1 measures 60 degrees, what is the measure of angle 5?
Red four.
60 degrees.
Correct, Callaway. Bonus 4. In ancient China, this ritual was performed to pay tribute to the emperor. Give the name of the ceremony in which citizens would kneel and touch their foreheads to the ground 3 times to show their respect and loyalty to the throne.
No answer.
Captain.
No answer.
Kowtow. Toss-up 5. Common in most plant groups, including algae and ferns, give the name for the reproductive cycle in which a sexual stage alternates with an asexual stage. Alternation of generations. Toss-up 6. It began when Edward III of England claimed the French throne through his mother Isabella. Name the series of conflicts that lasted from 1337 until 1450.
Red one.
30 Years' War.
Incorrect. Name the series of conflicts that lasted from 1337 until 1453, and which included the battles of Crécy and Agincourt.
White three.
100 Years' War.
That's correct. Bonus 7. Find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix with elements negative 0.3 and negative 0.5 in the first row, and elements negative 0.7 and 0.2 in the second row.
No answer.
No answer. Captain.
No answer.
It's negative 0.41. Toss-up 8. George Bernard Shaw took inspiration from an ancient Roman story about what runaway slave who removed a thorn from a lion's paw.
Red two.
Pygmalion.
Incorrect. Androcles. Toss-up 9. What unit of heat energy measures the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water by 1 degree Fahrenheit at a constant pressure of 1 standard atmosphere?
White three.
Joule.
Incorrect.
Red two.
Calorie.
It is the British thermal unit. Toss-up 10. To which Italian city would you travel if you wanted to view the artworks housed in the Uffizi Gallery?
White three.
Florence.
That is correct, Hickman. Bonus 11. What style of jazz that originated in New Orleans in the early 20th century was dominated by the cornet, trombone, and clarinet?
Blues.
Incorrect, Captain.
Swing.
Dixieland Jazz. After 11 questions, Hickman 2, Callaway 1, here's toss-up 12. Give the full name of the phonetics expert who teaches Eliza Doolittle how to be a lady in George Bernard Shaw's play Pygmalion. Professor Henry Higgins. 13, toss-up. Extrusive or volcanic rocks form when lava cools on the surface of the earth. What type of rocks form when magma cools?
Red 2.
Intrusive.
Yes, intrusive is the one. Bonus 14. Find 3 consecutive 2-digit odd integers whose sum is 39 and whose product is 2,145.
11, 13, 15.
Those are the 3 we wanted. Correct. Callaway County. Toss up 15. Van Diemen's Land is the former name of what island off the southeastern coast of Australia?
White 3.
Tasmania.
Correct, Hickman. Here's your bonus. Solve the inequality. 8x plus 3 is less than 13x minus 7. Solve for x. It's your bonus.
X is greater than 2.
Correct. Toss up 17. There are 4 types of bases in DNA. The purines consist of adenine and guanine. What other group of bases consists of thymine and cytosine? They are the pyrimidines. Toss up 18. Britain, France, Spain, and Holland ended the War of the Second Coalition when they agreed to the terms of what peace treaty signed in March of 1802? That's the Treaty of Amiens. Toss up 19. Give the title of the well-known poem in which John Donne writes, "Death be not proud, though some have called thee, mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so." Holy Sonnet 10. Toss up 20. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord are the opening words to what musical composition by Julia Ward Howe?
Red 2.
The Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Correct, Callaway. Here's your bonus, 21. William Wyler directed the 1959 movie version of this work in which Charlton Heston plays the title character. Set in biblical times, it is a story of a young Jew wrongly accused of assassination by Messala. Name this 1880 novel by Lew Wallace.
The Ten Commandments.
Incorrect, Captain.
I designate Brett.
Ben-Hur.
It is Ben-Hur. Hickman gets the bonus. After 21 toss-ups, we have a score of Callaway 4 and Hickman County 5. Here's toss-up 22. A standing wave in a string is an example of what type of wave in which the
Red 4.
It's transverse wave.
Yes, it is a transverse wave, Callaway. Bonus 23 goes to you. Use the following equation for a given circle to determine the center of the circle and the radius of the circle. The quantity x plus 12 squared plus the quantity y minus 4 squared equals 11.
Okay.
I designate Nate.
Center at negative 12, comma 4, radius radical 11.
Absolutely correct. You've got it. Here is toss-up 24. In economics, what colorful term is used to refer to a preliminary prospectus issued to gauge interest in a new stock issue? No answer for red herring. Toss-up 25. In what 1989 film would you hear Robin Williams say, "We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion"? Dead Poet Society. Toss-up 26. This word literally means little fork. What is the more common name for the furcula of a bird? It's the wishbone. Toss-up 27. It can be defined as a substance that acts as a proton donor or as a molecular substance that releases positive hydrogen ions in aqueous solutions. Name the substance responsible for the sour taste.
Red 4.
Amphoteric substances.
Incorrect. Name this substance responsible for the sour taste of wine. They're acids. Toss-up 28. Paul Gauguin's painting Vision After the Sermon depicts what biblical character wrestling with an angel?
Red 2.
Jacob.
Correct. Bonus Callaway 29. The title character of a famous play by Mary Chase is a 6-foot-tall invisible rabbit. Name the character, and you've named what play?
No answer.
Captain.
I designate Brett.
The Velveteen Rabbit.
Harvey. Toss up 30. Pierce authorized this man to purchase land from Santa Anna. Name this man who procured for the United States land in the present-day states of New Mexico and Arizona.
Red 3.
Gadsden.
Yes, James Gadsden of the Gadsden Purchase. Bonus 31. James Cameron used many state-of-the-art computer sequences as special effects for this blockbuster movie. Name the critically acclaimed film that deals with a sunken nuclear submarine and strange underwater aliens.
No answer.
Captain.
No answer.
It is The Abyss. Toss up 32. Nicknamed the Big Ditch, what 363-mile-long waterway was constructed?
Red 2.
Erie Canal.
It is the Erie Canal. Bonus 33. His hypothesis that atoms emit and absorb energy in discrete bundles that he called quanta led to the development of quantum physics. Name this German physicist who received the 1918 Nobel Prize for his work on black-body radiation.
Einstein.
Incorrect, Captain.
No answer.
Max Planck. After 33 questions, Callaway County 9, Hickman County 5. Here's toss-up 34. Name the plane curve in geometry with the property that each of its points is equidistant from a fixed...
Red 4.
Hyperbola.
Incorrect. Name the plane curve in geometry with the property that each of its points is equidistant from a fixed point called a focus.
White 3.
Circle.
It's a parabola. Toss-up 35. He tries to opt out of combat by pleading insanity, but is thwarted by the Army's Catch-22. Name this World War II bombardier and protagonist of Joseph Heller's novel, Catch-22. Captain John Yossarian. Toss-up 36. This painting, completed in the 1660s, is unusual as one of its artist's works because it presents a lone subject isolated and without a context. What is this Jean Vermeer painting that was the basis of a novel by Tracy Chevalier and a film by Peter Weber?
Red 2.
Woman with a pearl earring.
Incorrect.
White 3.
Lady with the pearl earrings.
Girl with a pearl earring. You were right around that pearl earring, weren't you? Toss-up 37. His agency was founded to investigate cases of freight theft on railroads. Born in Scotland, he emigrated to the United States and formed a national agency that helped to spy on the Confederacy during the Civil War. Name this 19th century figure whose autobiography is titled 30 Years a Detective. Alan Pinkerton. Toss-up 38. In these substances, all electrons are bound in individual atoms. What are these substances which do not permit the flow of an electric charge?
Red 2.
Insulator.
Correct. Bonus 39. Solve the inequality for S. 3/4 S plus 7 is less than or equal to negative 8.
S is greater than or equal to.
I designate Simon.
S is greater than or equal to negative 4/3.
Incorrect, Captain.
No answer.
S is less than or equal to negative 20. 40 is a toss-up. What branch of social geography is concerned with the local or regional environments of humankind as they existed in the past?
White 3.
Anthropology.
Incorrect. Callaway, can you take it? We have no answer on historical geography. That's the end of the first half. We're going to check the scores and be back after this brief break. Welcome back to the second semifinal of the 2011 West Kentucky Academic Bowl. We have a score of Callaway County 10, Hickman County 5. We have had no substitutes for either team, so we are going to begin with the second half with toss-up 1. Teams, are you ready? Let's begin. Toss-up 1. The weak version of this principle states that the conditions necessary for development of intelligent life will be met only in certain regions limited in space and time, while the strong version states that the laws of the universe are the way they are because if they weren't, no intelligent beings would be able to consider the laws of the universe at all. Name this scientific principle.
Red 4.
Intelligent design.
Incorrect. It's the anthropic principle. Toss-up 2. Convert the rectangular coordinates -3, -3 to polar coordinates. Three squared of 2, 225 degrees. Toss-up 3. With the May 5th, 1789 meeting of the Estates General, the French Revolution began. The representatives of the estates changed the name of the gathering to the National Assembly, and after the king kept them from their usual meeting place, the members took what famous oath?
Red 4.
Tennis court oath.
Yes, the tennis court oath. Bonus 4 to Callaway. This author reportedly said, "I felt like poisoning a monk," when asked why he wrote his novel The Name of the Rose. Who is this or was this Italian author?
No answer.
Captain?
No answer.
Umberto Eco. Toss-up 5. The name for these religious writings comes from the Sanskrit word for thread. Give the name of these writings consisting of magical formulas that are presented to the reader in the form of discussions between Shiva and his wife Kali.
Red 4.
Apologies.
Incorrect. Hickman, can you take it? It's the Tantras. Toss-up 6. Also called the National Labor Relations Act, what 1935 piece of legislation encouraged and regulated collective bargaining between employers and employees? The Wagner Act. Toss-up 7. Find the exact value of the cosine of the quantity 60 degrees minus 45 degrees. The quantity square root of 2 plus square root of 6, all divided by 4. Toss-up 8. Heat and light are the usual products of what chemical reaction between an oxidizing agent and a fuel?
Red 4.
Oxygen.
Incorrect. We wanted the reaction, which was combustion. Toss-up 9. Which of King Lear's daughters is poisoned by her sister Goneril? Reagan. Toss-up 10. What means of persuasion did Aristotle identify as an appeal of the speaker's character? Ethos. Toss-up 11. There were many legendary kings of Greek mythology. Name the king, son of Atreus and ruler of Sparta, whose wife's kidnapping instigated the Trojan War.
Red 1.
Menelaus.
It is Menelaus, Callaway. Bonus 12 goes to you. Today, this banking company maintains a fleet of 17 stagecoaches that it sends rolling through parades across the country. Headquartered in San Francisco, this company was famous for shipping gold and mail through express stagecoaches up until the Civil War. Identify this company named after its two founders.
I'll designate Nate.
Goldman and Sachs.
Incorrect, Captain.
Wells Fargo.
Yes, it is Wells Fargo. That is correct. Toss-up 13. Abbreviated TLC, it is a useful technique in clinical chemistry and can be used to detect the presence of drugs in urine. Name this technique for separating components in a mixture on the basis of their differing polarities. Time, oh, almost. Now it's time for thin layer chromatography. Toss-up 14. What type of conic section does the graph of y equals the quantity x minus 3 quantity squared plus 25 represent?
Red 3.
Parabola.
It is a parabola, Callaway. Here's your bonus, 15. In Dante's Inferno, this figure appears in the deepest abyss of hell along with the Julius Caesar's assassins, Brutus and Cassius. Name this biblical apostle who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver.
Judas Iscariot.
That is correct. 16 toss-up. This religion dominated Chinese socio-political life for most of Chinese history and largely influenced the cultures of Korea, Japan, and Indochina. Give the religion that follows the teachings of the Chinese philosopher Confucius.
Red 1.
Confucianism.
Correct. Bonus 17. In Western Africa, as many as 40% of the population may carry the trait for what serious blood disease in which red blood cells have a defect in their hemoglobin that causes them to become irregularly shaped.
Sickle cell anemia.
That is correct, Callaway. 18 is a toss-up. It flows from the highlands of Tibet eastward through central China and empties into the Pacific Ocean at Shanghai. At 4,000 miles, name this longest Asian river that is a major trade and transportation route in China.
Red 4.
Yangtze.
Yes, the Yangtze. That's correct, Callaway. Bonus 19. What trigonometric function is the reciprocal of the sine function?
Cosecant.
It is cosecant. That is correct. Time out, Hickman County. We're going to have a brief break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back. After a brief timeout where the coaches consulted with their teams, we've had no substitutions, and we have a score of Callaway County 18, Hickman County 6, and we're going to begin at toss-up 20. Teams, are you ready? Let's go. Toss-up 20. A professional speechwriter, he turned to politics in 355 BC to warn the Athenians against King Philip of Macedon. Who is this greatest Greek orator who is said to have practiced speaking with pebbles in his mouth? Demosthenes. Toss-up 21. What type of logic, connected closely with experimental science, is concerned with making generalizations about the empirical world based on observations? That is inductive logic. Toss-up 22. What London theater has the distinction of being the first in the world to have staged all 37 of Shakespeare's plays?
White 3.
West End.
Incorrect.
Red 2.
The Globe.
It is Old Vic Theater. Toss-up 23. This organization, made up mostly of Middle Eastern countries, was little noticed until 1973, when it raised world oil prices by 70% in retaliation for the Western countries' support of Israel in the Yom Kippur War. Name this organization created to coordinate the oil marketing policies of its members. OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Toss-up 24. If f of x equals x squared and h of x equals x minus 1, what is h composition f of x?
X squared minus 1.
Incorrect.
White 3.
X squared minus 2x plus 1.
Incorrect. 8. Toss-up 25. What type of non-cellular skeletal structures found in the jelly layer of a sponge's body help to support the animal and give it form? Spicules. Toss-up 26. He was a pioneer not only in sea exploration, but in new technologies and medicines as well. He was even awarded a medal for preventing scurvy among his crew by feeding them sauerkraut juice. In the course of 3 voyages to the Pacific Ocean, what English navigator explored New Zealand and Australia and discovered the Hawaiian Islands?
Red 1.
Cook.
It is Captain James Cook. Bonus 27, Callaway. It ended with a massive extinction of life, including the disappearance of the dinosaurs. Name this final period of the Mesozoic era that spanned from 145 million to 65 million years ago.
Cretaceous.
It is the Cretaceous period. Toss-up 28. By what name do we know the method used for approximating logarithms of numbers using 4 significant figures? Interpolation. 29, toss-up. This modern ballroom dance of Argentinian origin was introduced in Latin America in the early 20th century. Name this dance influenced by the Cuban habanera.
Red 2.
Tango.
Correct. Bonus 30. The greatest figure in French Romanticism, he excelled as a poet, dramatist, and fiction writer. Author of the verse drama Hernani, what Frenchman is best known for his novels Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Time, Captain.
Hugo.
It is Victor Hugo. Hickman gets the bonus. Toss-up 31. What American, known for his lavish battle scenes, directed such films as Cleopatra, The Plainsman, and The Ten Commandments? Time. Cecil B. DeMille. Toss-up 32. Based on weight of solvent, it expresses the ratio of solute to solvent. Name this property of a solution.
Red 4.
Molarity.
Incorrect. Name this property of a solution equal to the number of moles of solute per kilogram of solvent. It's close. It's molality. Toss-up 33. She was a quick-witted elderly spinster who, quote, disliked murder. Identify this sleuth who was a frequent main character in the mysteries of Agatha Christie.
Red 3.
Miss Marple.
Yes, Miss Jane Marple is correct. Bonus 34. The denominator of a fraction is 1 less than twice the numerator. If 7 is added to both the numerator and denominator, the resulting fraction has a value of 7/10. Find the original fraction. It's bonus.
I designate Simon.
0.
Incorrect, Captain.
One answer.
7/13. Toss-up 35. In one of her poems, Phyllis Wheatley says, this excellent general is first in place in honors. Name this famous American whom Wheatley called...
White 4.
Junior Washington.
Yes, General George Washington is correct, Hickman. Bonus 36. We learn of her death in the book's prologue, which reports that Mrs. Richard Schiller died in childbirth on Christmas Day, 1952. Name this object of Humbert Humbert's obsession and of Vladimir Nabokov title character.
No answer.
Captain.
No answer.
Lolita. Toss-up 37. It is composed of large, loosely packed food storage cells. Name this core of the stem in most plants.
Red 4.
Heartwood.
Incorrect. It is pith. 38, toss-up. Solve the following equation for p. P squared equals 5p plus 24. No answer. It was
Oh,
late.
sorry.
It's 8 and negative 3. Toss-up 39. The biblical book of Exodus tells how Moses led his people out of captivity in Egypt and how he received God's 10 commandments on the summit of what mountain?
White 3.
Mount Sinai.
Correct. The last question goes to Hickman as a bonus. It's 40. This opera is the first reform opera by its composer. Name the opera by Christoph Gluck in which he describes an ancient love story from Greek mythology.
Carmen.
Incorrect, Captain.
Orfeo.
It is Orpheus and Eurydice. That's the end of the match. We'll check the score and be back right after this break. Welcome back to the 2011 West Kentucky Academic Bowl. We finished our second semifinal, and we have a score of Callaway County 22, Hickman County 9. Hickman County, congratulations on winning your district, and you will be receiving scholarship money from the West Kentucky Academic Bowl Endowment Fund. Callaway County, congratulations on your victory. You have earned a trip to the finals of the West Kentucky Academic Bowl. You will be playing your match right after this one. Thank you very much for watching the 2011 West Kentucky Academic Bowl. On behalf of my judge, Joe Mahoney, I'm Gary Goodacre. Have a good day.